Rocky 99, Laurel Highlands Rock Station. And the Wake Up Show. AJ Waters in for Bubba this morning on the Wake Up Show at 7:51. And Rocky 99, along with Conemaugh Health System, Somerset Hospital, and the Cambria County Drug Coalition, teaming up in the fight against drug addiction. Leading community members featured in interviews on the Wake Up Show lately, and people who have been affected personally by drug addiction. And that's why we're welcoming Linda Zellem this morning. Welcome.
Good morning.
To the Wake Up Show. How you doing? Let's see, tell us a little bit about your daughter.
My daughter Sarah was a very outgoing, very beautiful young woman. During high school, she was a cheerleader. She played soccer. She was on homecoming court. During the year she went to Camp Cadet, she was voted as the most outstanding cadet by her peers. She was the first female to ever receive that award. She was I always explain, when she would walk into a room, her smile would just light up the room. Very positive energy, very welcoming, very friendly, always loved people, just a very personable person.
And that's one of the things, we think a lot about. As far as drug addiction is concerned, it can hit anyone.
Absolutely.
It can happen to anyone. So how and when did you find out that your daughter was addicted?
I noticed changes in her. It was after she graduated high school. She became less responsible, less energetic. She became depressed. She lost a lot of self-esteem, and it just, to me, was like, this isn't you. She would explain to me, well, all my friends are going off to college. I don't know what I want to do with my life. I just feel like a loser. And she would just go on and on about that.
Kind of just like a general depression.
Just a general, and everything came to like a screeching halt for her.
Right.
She was so busy with school, sports, everything, and it all came to an end. Boredom, a new boyfriend came into the picture, just stuff like that.
So did those signs and symptoms right there, did they make you think, hey, I need to find out what's really, really going on?
No.
Okay.
There were days that she was always, she seemed like herself.
Right.
It was, as the years progressed. Basically, it was probably, it'll be 3 years at the end of this month that she passed away, but the beginning of that year is when I really started noticing a lot of big changes.
Okay, so what signs and symptoms actually prompted you to get involved and act on what was going on?
Unfortunately, I was blind to the signs.
Okay.
She actually came to me and told me she definitely had a problem.
Okay.
There were times, though, however, that she did admit to me she was smoking marijuana.
Okay.
And there were times I'd come home and I'd find stuff on the kitchen table and I'd be like, you're not doing this in my house.
Right.
I actually threw her out of the house. I said, she would defend it, saying, it's a medical thing. And I said, but it's not prescribed to you medically.
Right.
She always had an excuse for it.
Mm-hmm.
Throwing her out of the house, I wouldn't hear from her for days, worry about her. Finally, she'd call, tell me where she was. And I'd be like, oh God, you can't be out there with,
right.
With these people, as
right.
I used to call them.
Yeah.
So I'd let her come back home. And things just got worse. She'd start stealing. She stole from me. She stole from her sister. Things started disappearing out of the house. I did notice some crumpled up foil with burn marks in it,
right.
Stuff like that. I never did find other, positive drug paraphernalia. She was very good at hiding it.
Yeah. So what do you think now, knowing what you know, having experienced what you've experienced with your daughter? What is the best course of action, do you think, that people can take that might be dealing with this?
Okay, definitely don't be ashamed and reach out for help.
Right.
When Sarah came to me and told me she had a problem, my first gut feeling was, oh my God, I can't let anybody know this. I can't let my, people know my daughter has an addiction problem.
Right.
You feel embarrassed. So you got to get over that shame. You got to reach out to people. You got to call rehabs. You got to call counselors. You got to call facilities that can help not only the addict but you as well to know how to deal with this.
Right. So you have to be strong. You have to put your best foot forward.
Correct.
On this. Yeah, I guess good advice would be on this. doesn't matter what other people think.
Correct.
Okay, we have to.
Don't worry about that.
Right, we have to do something about this.
You want to save your child's life. So.
That's right. Linda, I'm sorry for your loss.
Thank you.
And thank you for being with us this morning.
Thank you for having me.
On the Wake Up Show. And I hope you fare well.
Thank you.
Yeah, Rocky 99 and Conemaugh Health System, along with Somerset Hospital and the Cambria County Drug Coalition, teaming up in the fight against drug addiction by raising awareness and more. You can show your support by wearing or displaying a Hearts Against Heroin sticker for a minimum donation of $1, and all proceeds from sticker sales will benefit the Cambria County Drug Coalition to fund education and awareness efforts. And stick around, short break. I'll come back with CSNNY next.
Rocky 90.